Hello and welcome to the next part of this Level 2 Stand and Deliver video tutorial. And in this part we're going to concentrate on slide sharing in real time so that you can get your students to contribute to the slides that you're showing in real time in your online presentation. I'll be showing you how you can do this with Google Slides, which is probably the easier option in terms of slide sharing, but I'll also show you how to do it with PowerPoint. I don't mean to say that PowerPoint is complex, it's not, but we'll start with Google Slides and how to share them for student contribution in real time in your online class. So let's get to it and see how this works. It's not very different to the way we looked at sharing Google Docs, and it's pretty much the same process of getting students to input their ideas, this time not into a document, but into your slides. And here's a potential use for something like this. So I've got a slide on the Equality Act 2010, and let's imagine I want students to brainstorm and then contribute their ideas about what are the 9 protected characteristics under the Act. Well, in order to do this effectively, I'm going to exit from the presentation mode of Google Slides to the editing mode, and I'm going to check my share settings. And here it says anyone with the link can access, which is great, but I want to just click on that to see if they can edit or view. And I can see here now that they can only view the slides. I want to change that so that anyone with the link can edit. Well, I can copy and send that link if I want to, but I don't need to. I can simply click Done, just there, and now this Google slide is open for contributions from anybody who has that link. Of course, you can change the settings at any time you like, the sharing settings, and go back to view only. And I'd certainly recommend this at the end of your presentation so that people can't change the slideshow without you being aware of that. Well, I've now sent this link to another of my accounts, and I'm going to log on to my other laptop and input some data. And what you should see is a colored cursor coming up with the name of the person inputting the data alongside it. So let's give it a go, and I'll put some information on my other laptop into this table. Well, there's the cursor appearing at the top, and if I type on my other laptop into the table, here it is showing up on the one I'm looking at on the screen at the moment. And there we go, there's another one. And if I now come back to this laptop and put something in here, I can do that equally. And you'll see that there is no colored cursor nor any name next to that entry. Of course, by the end of the session, these slides will represent collectively the inputs from each of the different students in the group, as well as my own. So you can have a combination of informative slides and collaborative slides in your presentation, and you can switch between the sharing settings as you wish. So here's another slide and another format for inputting data. So the possibilities are as endless as your imagination. And back here in the slideshow view, if I just come back to the slide we've just edited, there we are. There are the inputs that came from 2 different participants in this online session. We move to the next one, and you can see the possibilities of sharing slides live online with your students. Well, how about PowerPoint? Let's have a look now at how we can do much the same thing with PowerPoint slides. The first thing you're going to need to do, if you don't already have an account, is to create an account for OneDrive. So here are the instructions for doing that. We need to go to onedrive.com and select Sign Up for Free. So there we are, and you simply click Sign Up for Free, create your account, and you're on your way. I'll create an account with a new email address. So here we are, get a new email address. I'll just pause while I do this. Hopefully I've done that right. Thinking about it, and here I am. Well, I'm going to skip this introduction if I can, and I won't go premium. I'm going to close this, and here I am finally in my new OneDrive. You can see here I get 5 gigabytes of storage space, which is quite a lot. Up here, if I click on this grid, I have all of the different Microsoft applications available to me, which is great. And of course, there is PowerPoint. So we can open a PowerPoint, a new one, and you'll see that PowerPoint Online looks pretty much exactly the same as PowerPoint, which you may have on your computer. So we'll click New Blank Presentation, and here is all the familiarity of PowerPoint. Slightly less functionality, but that's nothing to worry about. If you wish, and you have PowerPoint on your computer, you can create a slideshow and open it in your desktop, which means that you will have the full functionality. Even though I didn't put anything into that PowerPoint presentation, you can see that it has saved here, and I could reopen it with a click. But I don't really want it, so I'm going to delete it. Incidentally, you could open in PowerPoint from here, and that will open up in your desktop. But a better and more efficient way of doing this is to store everything in folders. And if I click on my Documents folder, I can create a new folder within that. There we are. So put a new folder in there, and I'll call this PowerPoint Demos, and create. And obviously you can create as many folders as you wish. Once I've got that PowerPoint Demos folder, I can open it, and then I could click on New and click PowerPoint Presentation, and that goes back to the same screen that we were looking at earlier on. There we are, the PowerPoint presentation, and Jay's demo. So now we come to the sharing part of it. If I click in this little circle here and click Share, it's currently set to anyone with the link can edit, which is fine, which is what we had with our Google Slides earlier, if you remember. We can either copy the link or we can send the link. If you want to change that setting, click here, and you can change it very easily. Simply uncheck this box, which allows editing, and away you go. You can set a password, an expiry date, and so that's all quite neat functionality in Microsoft PowerPoint Online. Now there's one more thing that I need to show you, and that is how you can embed PowerPoint slides into, for example, a Google site. So what I need to do that is to click here and find this embed button, and I'll get a number of different options now for embedding my slideshow. So I generate the code and just scroll down, and there's our PowerPoint. I just click and copy that code. Well, I hope you remember this from the previous video tutorial. This is the dashboard that we created to display the different resources that we can call on quickly and easily in our online presentation, and which we can share with just one quick link to this dashboard. So remember, we clicked on here and we got a link to this page of the Google site, which gives access to all our resources. And we made breakout groups or team pages, if you remember, and we did that by clicking here on Pages and adding a new page. So let's add another sub-page, and let's call this PowerPoint Slides. There we are, and that's done. And I'll bring this down, as you know I like to. And now what I need to do is to click on Insert and Embed and Embed Code. Don't need to understand coding at all for this, and simply paste that in there and click Next. And once we see it, click Insert And our PowerPoint slideshow, just expand that a little bit, our PowerPoint slideshow appears on the page of our dashboard. So now if I go up here and click on Preview, there's my PowerPoint slides page, and here comes my PowerPoint presentation. I can go full screen, or ideally click here and download a copy of those slides. So each individual student, prior to your session or during your session, if you want to allow them to contribute live online, they can download their very own copy of these slides. Remember, the functionality of the dashboard is that with one link you're sending access to all the resources that the students will need before, during and after your online session. Here it comes, hopefully, and there it is. I've downloaded it to my own computer. It's opened in PowerPoint and I can begin to edit that document. And I think that's pretty good. The other great thing about using a dashboard in this way is that I could insert text and click here, enter some text, enter any details of that slideshow, put it at the top there, session 1, and I can increase the size of that text as I wish. So I can have a collection of slides in here for each of the sessions that I'm going to teach, or each part of a long session, or each learning outcome in a session. So to show you that, I'm just going to open up a dashboard that I made for 5CHR. If I click on the slides icon, that takes me to a page where I have put my slides under the different learning outcomes. It takes a bit of time to load. So there we are. I've got learning outcome 1, learning outcome 2, and learning outcome 3. And a little graphic there telling the students how they can download their own copy of those slides. And just as I showed you before, they can click here and download their very own copy to keep and to review at any stage they wish. Well, I do hope you'll give it a go, and that very soon you'll be sharing your Google Slides and your PowerPoint slides with your online audience with confidence.